This is Newcap News.
The rush of last-minute Christmas shopping is on in Lloydminster, and many stores are enjoying increased traffic compared to last year. Josh Ryan has more on another case of cautious optimism heading into the holidays.
2017 was a year of change for many businesses, but especially for those in Lloyd Mall.
With the closing of Sears, we've definitely seen a different flow of pattern, and we're still getting people asking where Sears went.
Fortunately, there's finally quantifiable economic signs of life.
There's growth happening in this community and in this region, and we're going to continue to succeed.
I'm up 6% from last year, so that transitions into probably 3 to 4 people a day.
Part of the uptake comes from an increasing number of new faces from in and outside the city.
They're looking on our web pages and finding out, oh yeah, I can get that in Lloyd. I don't have to go into Edmonton. So it's easier to go half an hour than maybe 2.5 hours.
Smiles appear on customers' faces much more frequently than a year ago, though there's still caution heading into the new year, with the oil and gas industry far from what it was before the downturn.
The differential between what oil sells for in Lloydminster and what it sells for in Cushing, Oklahoma is huge. And if we would have built pipelines 5 years ago, it wouldn't be a problem. The boom would be back on, but it's still a big problem.
That's resulted in a majority of customers following strict budgets and avoiding credit card purchases.
It's cash or debit, so people don't want that huge expense after Christmas.
Despite a steady December, Newcap is unsure how weekend sales will go, considering how many people will travel on Friday and Saturday.
Absolutely, the leading up to the Thursday, Friday, it's been pretty good, but I think we're going to see a trend change only because of the way Christmas falls.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
A grade 6 teacher at St. Mary's Elementary School is introducing a unique and exciting new learning device to her classroom. Eric Friesen reports.
You might not expect to find robots in an elementary school, but they are quickly becoming a regular teaching tool in classrooms across North America. Nicole Blay, who leads the Integrated Math and Technology program at St. Mary's Elementary School, received a $10,000 grant from British Petroleum last year that went towards purchasing robot kits for her students.
It's always exciting to give the students an opportunity to have something that, $10,000 is a lot of money, and so to be able to invest in these robots, it gives them an opportunity to do something that I don't know that they would normally have the opportunity to do.
The students in the MIT program have been learning about robotics and solar power for the past few months. Now they will be getting hands-on experience.
So far we've done a little bit with coding and robotics and things like that. We've had the opportunity to work just kind of minimally with iPads and robots, learning how to run them, how to make them do different things. So this program will kind of take this to the next level.
Blay is using robotics to help give her students a competitive edge in the future and create enjoyable projects with 21st century skills.
Just going with the way the future technology is only advancing, and their jobs that they will be growing up to do probably don't even exist today, and so they will be given the upper hand to try and learn as much about technology as they can, because as they get older, technology is only going to become more of a part of their life.
Robotics is going to quickly become a layer across all industries, and so it's important that all of our kids begin to develop robotics literacy. And so what we do is we take kids that maybe wouldn't necessarily be interested in engineering and robotics, and we start to give them those introductory skills.
Blay cares deeply for the kids she teaches and is always looking for new ways to advance learning. As a result, her students are fond of her and believe in the potential for robotics in their lives.
She's really fun and tries to turn everything into a game or something amusing.
That it can help you in the future, like if you want to be something that has to do with robots, you know this now at a younger age.
Despite her many accolades, Blay is most proud of her students' progress and the opportunity to teach and mold young minds each day she comes to work.
I think it's the students ultimately, like the excitement that they come into class with, and they're engaged, they're ready to learn, they're excited. I mean, just having passion and seeing their passion makes me passionate about what I do. So, I mean, ultimately it's all about the students.
Eric Friesen, Newcap News.
Well, St. Mary's students aren't the only ones learning programming. 4 lucky students at Rendell Park took their math and science skills to the next level and taught themselves how to program a robot. As Michaela Henschel reports in this week's Beyond the Classroom, this pilot project is a push to incorporate technology in all subjects.
single move this robot does was carefully thought out and programmed in only 2 weeks.
What we did was we took a group of 4 grade 6 students. Just as a pilot project, I had just bought this robot and wanted to see how it would work with students that age.
The 4 students were given a website and had to teach themselves how to code the robot so that it could dance. The project challenged both math and science skills, but also incorporated cooperation and persistence.
The first time that we did it, we lost all our work, but then we redid it. And since we had learned it so fast, then it wasn't too hard.
This particular project was working on computer science and coding, which means they're working on sequential logical thinking. They take a problem and they have to break it down into a step-by-step process.
With technology and programming being a mainly male-dominated industry, Mirth says introducing projects like this to young girls in all subjects is crucial.
I'm really excited about this because that is one of my pushes to make sure that girls are interested in science and technology. This was a very gender-neutral project. It didn't matter if you're a boy, it didn't matter if you're a girl, they equally loved it.
I would like to do some of the programming and stuff, maybe when I'm older.
And it's safe to say the staff and students were impressed with what they accomplished in such a short amount of time.
It's very cool how he can do the moves.
Michaela Henschel, Newcap News.
Handing on the family farm legacy is always a challenging conversation, but it could be a move that will pay dividends in the new year if you start it over the holidays.
With the average age of Alberta farmers at 55 plus, that the majority of us are in the twilight of our careers.
Rick DeHaad with Alberta Agriculture says succession planning is a hard holiday conversation. He feels it's important to discuss the future of the farm and whether or not there is someone in the family business circle who knows and is willing to be the successor.
And that family circle, especially at holidays and Christmas, they're stressful enough. So to have those discussions at Christmas or on a holiday might not be a good time. But it might be a good time to set up a family meeting, as you suggest, early in the new year.
As of 2016, just about 8% of Alberta producers actually have a written succession plan in place. With the average age of farmers being about 55, the need to have the conversation is growing. DeHaad adds some producers will say that while the plan is not written, they have it in their heads. This is also complicated by the assumption that other family members know what the plan is.
But as all of us who have had fathers, sometimes we're not on the same page because we haven't communicated to each other.
Meantime, Alberta Agriculture and Forestry is also reminding area producers to circle their calendars for Cow-Calf-onomics on January 23rd at the Vermilion Regional Centre.
This is Newcap Sports.
Well, if you find yourself at the service centre on the right afternoon, you'll probably have a chance to experience the Lloydminster Public School Division Hockey Academy. Working within the academy is a person many in the border city are familiar with, mainly for his skills on the ice, but as Lance Phillips shows us, those aren't the only skills he has.
Anyone familiar with Kobe Walker's work on the ice knows what kind of talent he is, but those talents extend to other areas of his life as well, namely mentorship, a role he takes very seriously with the LPSD Hockey Academy.
It's been great. I love my job. I go to the rink for an hour, hour and a half a day and get to teach kids play hockey, but most importantly, I get to spend time with them and just give back, be a role model, because I know I used to love when they would show me some attention back in the day. So
Kobe is definitely somebody that is great with kids. Obviously, his talents on the ice and his skills are, speak for themselves, and I know that rubs off on our students and even our staff here at the academy.
Along with making young players better physically, his hard work is demonstrated through influencing those players in a different way.
You know what, I would say passion. I mean, more than anything, and it's also something that I believe in, is whatever you're going to do, have a passion for it and go, jump in 2 feet.
Every time Walker steps on the ice with players that look up to the Junior A Bobcat, offers the same chance for him to reminisce about those who helped him at a young age.
Yeah, I used to get some mentoring. I know Lyndon Springer, when he used to play here, he was a good family friend, our parents, and yeah, he was always nice to me.
I know with him and the other the Bobcats going throughout the schools and doing the reading programs and things like that. I mean, the Bobcat players that I know are all great role models for the young students.
And really, that's what it's all about. Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports.